Okay, let's move on to 4A. We've got two to talk about in 4A. Northwood undefeated at East Noble. That should be a good one. And Dwenger at New Haven. Let's start with Northwood East Noble. This is an intriguing football game because we never know what we're going to get. Northwood always seems to play one of our better teams when it gets down to the postseason. This team's undefeated. They're 11-0. They're averaging 46 points a game. We obviously have seen what East Noble can do offensively. Andrew McCormick, Dylan Hunley, all the guys that they've got doing things well. This could be an offensive shootout. How do you see this one playing out in Kendallville on Friday night?
Another game with potentially a lot of points, like you said. I think Northwood, we don't know a lot about Northwood. We don't see them very much, but 11-0, very impressive. They play a very good schedule. And you look at it, and while East Noble, I think, got some confidence last week by beating a very good Plymouth team on the road, it's a step up in competition, obviously, on Friday. This is when you playing Cathedral earlier in the season, you would think would pay off. But is Northwood just too good? I think that's the key question. No matter how prepared East Noble is Northwood just too good? I'm not sure.
When you take a look at Northwood, they got quarterback Trey Belinsky. He's a name I think around the state people have started to latch on to basically because of his success and the success of the program. People know who he is. When East Noble has faced an elite offense this year, you're talking about in the Cathedral game, you're talking about New Haven back on October 7th. They gave a 55 to New Haven. Northwood has that type of offense that can score like New Haven. What do you need to do to learn from that experience that can make you better this time around when you are facing, let's say, an elite offense for the third time in a season?
And that's the big thing because they've played two very good offenses, struggled in both of them, like you mentioned. So can this defense get a push, be disruptive in the backfield, take Northwood out of what they like to do, which they're very successful at? And that is the question. Can East Noble get enough stops? I think the margin for error of that defense is a lot slimmer than what Northwood's offense. And I think Northwood's offense can score a fair amount of points. Is the pressure going to be on East Noble's offense to score every time they have the ball to keep it competitive? And I don't know if they can do that. As good as they are, McCormick, Hunley, everybody on that offense, can they keep up with Northwood if that East Noble defense isn't able to stop them? And I'm not sure they can.
What are you most looking forward to about this game? Because I don't think that many people outside of Northeast Indiana know that much about East Noble, but Andrew McCormick, gosh, I mean, his completions percentage is around 70. Hunley's having one of the most fantastic seasons in terms of statistically receivers in the state of Indiana.
Yeah.
You think this may be a closer game than people might anticipate based on the fact that people have heard about Northwood outside of this area? Well, people maybe don't know that much about what East Noble's been able to do specifically offensively.
Yeah, and I think that's what the angle that Coach Luke Amstutz will go with this week is Northwood, obviously a known entity. This is your shot to really be put on the map in 4A. More people will notice Andrew McCormick, obviously just a junior. You mentioned Dylan Hunley. So this is your statement time. This is your chance